Hey ladies, welcome back to Lady with Vestina. These shoes hurt my feet. Now, for those who clicked on this video, I think you can relate to that. And that came to my mind when I started thinking about sometimes the roles, the expectations that are put upon or we put upon ourselves as first ladies or ministers' wives and those that are in the ministry. Sometimes we take on these responsibilities or put ourselves in a situation where we're doing things that, quite frankly, just like shoes, ill-fitting shoes, they hurt. And girls, you know, ladies, you know, there ain't nothing cute about an ill-fitting shoe. I mean, I don't know about you, but when my feet hurt, I can't hear straight, I can't see straight. I'm just in pain, and it makes me a little bit crabby. So think about that when you're actually trying to put yourselves, like you want to try to be like sister such and such, or sister this, or what you think that a pastor wife should do. You take on all of these roles, or you try to sing. I'm not a singer, so why would I try to sing? I try to head up the usher board. I'm not really good at that either. So we got to start thinking about what are we trying to stick ourselves in because it's cute. Because trust and believe, I have bought many a pair of shoes because it was cute. And when I put it on, it was like, oh, okay, it hurts a little bit, but that's okay. We can break it in, and it'll be just fine because they really work with that outfit I have. But no, I've gotten reached that. Now that is where I have definitely up, I can say I have some wisdom in that area. Now it's all about, is it comfortable? And cute comes last. I remember my brother coming to visit me, and he walked in my closet and went, why do you need so many pairs of shoes? And I had to laugh because it's nothing compared to what I used to have. And so I likened that to our role as ministers' wives, pastors' wives. It's like we put on all of these things, trying to be everything to everyone, and we're killing ourselves, hurting ourselves. Ladies, that's the one thing that if you don't take anything from, and some of you have already got this memo, stop sacrificing yourself to fit in. Just like you sacrifice your feet to get in that cute shoe, stop sacrificing your mental, your emotional, and sometimes your physical well-being to fit in something that God didn't tell you to do. That's the reason it's so important for you to really consult God about, Lord, you call me to this. You said, I will equip the call. And sometimes it takes a little bit of trial and error, try on this, but then as you grow a little bit in wisdom, you start learning yourself a little bit more, and you start developing that relationship with Christ, you start whittling down those different areas so that you're like, okay, here's my thing. I'd rather be effective at a few things, a couple of things, or even one thing. If that's what God called me to do in this role, then He's going to equip me for it, and I'm going to be effective at it. But stop. I have seen so many women and men just run themselves ragged by being at every program, creating all these different programs, doing this, doing that. And don't get me wrong, whatever God called you to do, it's the whole point of this. Make sure it's what God called you to do. And I do understand, because Lord knows I have a library of self-help books, spiritual books about trying to find your passion. Where do you fit in? They said just try different things. But sometimes you've got to definitely sit down and pray before you do that so you don't expend your energies in areas that wasn't fit for you anyway. And be okay. You're going to have people that tell you, well, you should do this or you should do that. And they're well-meaning folks, I'm sure. And then there's some that's just plain old judging you. But the reality of it is, you just need to operate like there's an audience of one. And so that's my message for today, or my thought for today, that God just that He's been dealing with me, and I'm trying to understand, and I'm starting to get closer to, I feel like, where He will have me to fit. Because if I am in the role or doing what He called me to do, it can't help be effective. But also in that same vein, He has to have something to work with. So I'm not saying don't go out there and try those different things, but my goodness, if you know you cannot sing, or it is just painful for you and everybody else, then you might want to look at heading up the youth ministry, or whatever the case may be. But have that conversation. Have a little talk with Jesus and ask him about these things. Like, God, where do you want me? Where am I the most effective? Some women, too much is given, much is required. They can do all these things and they do it well and they are effective. But you got to know where you are. So today, ladies, like I said, stop putting on shoes that hurt your feet. Take that wisdom and stop trying to be everything to everyone, because you're only sacrificing your mental, emotional, and sometimes your physical well-being. And here's the thing, ladies, I love to say, you cannot, if you keep doing this, you're draining your potential. And eventually your glass is going to keep getting emptier and emptier. And here's by that, I feel like you bless people out of your overflow. If you keep going back to a half empty cup, at some point, that cup is going to become empty. So ladies, once again, take off those ill-fitting shoes, take off those ill-fitting robes. Ask God, Lord, where do you want me to sit? Because if you're comfortable and you feel good and it looks right, you can only be effective, and you also look cute doing it. So anyway, ladies, oh, and I missed the last 2 days by pointing out my inspiration. My inspiration for today says that no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. So ladies, have a great day. And like I said, get rid of those ill-fitting shoes. Bye, ladies.